Hey guys, welcome to the BPM Method podcast. I'm here with Victor, and we're going to talk about his scaling journey from, where he's been in the last 5-6 years up to scaling to 8 figures and becoming a big company CEO from kind of hustling with the Facebook ads. Welcome, Victor. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you.
Good stuff. Just tell us a bit about your business, kind of what you do, and where you operate as well.
My name is Victor. I'm actually, even though I look like an Asian, I'm from Norway, but I'm originally born in South Korea, and we operating our manufacturing from South Korea, and we're selling from Norway to the European market.
How are you anyway? How's things?
Dude, life is. You know what? I remember actually back in the days, one of the first thing I read with the cookbook, and I talked with the people, and you said actually, going from 5 figure to 6 figure is not much of a change, and from 6 figure to 7 figure, not much of a change. Like a little bit more work, that's it. But from 7 figure to 8 figure, dude, that world is not the same.
So,
And I just noticed that now. It's like it before all was just about putting up the ads, get the creative,
sure.
all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now I just noticed that, dude, I'm sitting in a meeting from the morning to night with either some people who want some piece of something or who wants to give me a piece of something.
Yeah.
Like it's weird actually. The life has become suddenly so much more busy. So yeah, so
Yeah.
I had my last meeting yesterday was finished 3 a.m. So
Wow. And
sorry.
that's the thing. Like the thing is, you become your main role. Your role in the company is problem solver, right? Because the thing is, you've now
Yeah.
got people and teams and this and that. So on the one side, you've got people saying, "Help me with this." On the other side, you want to do all of that, and then you're being pulled back, and that's the hardest thing. It really is. And I think I'll give you an example. I was watching a video last year of Russell Brunson. He considered stepping down on ClickFunnels or selling it or whatever. And it was
Yeah.
Tony Robbins who spoke to him, and he said, rather than stepping down, find someone to become your CEO. Like, what do you enjoy? And Russell enjoys marketing strategy, right? That's his thing, funnels and things like that. So Tony said, why sell the company? Go and do what you want to do. Hire a CEO. Because that, like, when you hear, 20, 30, he was $100 million at that point. He doesn't want to be a CEO because then you're thinking about problems all the time and solutions. He wants to do marketing and strategy and stuff like that. And I think sometimes you have to make that decision. I don't enjoy being a CEO. I really love the marketing and the strategy and stuff as well. Like the HR and hiring and budgets and stuff like that. That's not
Oh,
what I wake up in the morning for, right?
no, yeah. No. You're 100% right. I actually, I noticed that I'm okay with marketing, and by you know what I noticed, but think I'm better actually with business development, how to
Perfect.
build something, finding the right people to do it, and be a part and facilitate. I'm like the guy. I have a CEO title, but I'm the guy who running to the coffee shop, buying coffee for my employees, and say, "Hey, here's your coffee,"
That's awesome.
and I'm cool with that. Like because I think that's where I am best at. But I love marketing. I love marketing strategy. I'm working with Emmanuel, and I need to do a little quick shout out to them. I mean, they
Mm-hmm.
are great guys. Ecom
They
House.
are.
They are super good. They are super chill, and what makes them so amazing is that they're actually taking so much responsibility, and they fully function out of BPM method, and it's something I recognize. And yeah, I mean, I started with marketing like for now 2 years ago, 2.5 years
Mm.
ago. I took over for my marketer who just suddenly quit. At that time when Love Art was at 5 figure, I was on a honeymoon with my wife, and suddenly I got an email, "Hey, I quit," and I
Oh,
was like,
wow.
"What?" In the bitch. Like I said to my wife, like the honeymoon is over, and I went up. I started with something called Ad Espresso. I don't
Yep.
know if you heard about that.
I know.
So that is how you, because I didn't know how to maneuver myself in the ad manager, and I didn't know like how do I go there? How what would I do? Like I was like totally blind and blank.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I read about Ad Espresso, and I saw a video, and it was so easy to create ads, and I thought, okay,
Totally.
as long as I can create ad, actually that is a start.
That's it.
So I
Yeah.
signed up for Ad Espresso, and this is how I started. I had like, I think it was like 20 ad sets with 50 ads. I maxed out all the ads in there, and I just push play and hope
Yep.
for the best. And actually, it's so sick. It just actually worked too. It was the
Amazing.
crazy. I don't know why it worked, but it worked. I actually maxed out. I had 50,000 ads on my ad account, and I maxed out 3 times during my
Wow.
life. Like
That's
I never.
insane.
Yeah, so it was like really crazy, and then I started to use. Actually, I don't know. It's a guy in Norway who do clothing. His name is Björn. He's doing sports clothing, and
Yeah, I know
he
him. Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
yeah, you know him, right? And we just talked randomly and briefly, and he said, "Hey, have you heard about BPM Method?" And I was like, "What is that?" And he showed me, and actually, actually the one who told me that he leveled up his marketing.
Oh, amazing.
I went to buy the book, and I bought it, and I read all the pages, or like the whole book, like that. Swallowed it, went back, could not understand why it didn't work. I was like, "What? It doesn't work." And then I started to read the book again, and then actually I forgot to read the part where you say you have to go back and read back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I started to do that, and in 1 year I went from 6 figure to 7 figure just by
Amazing.
using that book there, or not 1 year, like less than that. And from in another year, I went from 7 figure to 8 figure.
And how does that feel now that you've done that? How do you feel like just looking back and seeing where you are?
It's actually really cool. I mean, the thing is like being where I am now and looking back, I was dreaming about being here, right? So the ability to have the economy, the ability to like to be able to go and do whatever you want, to have the freedom to work wherever you want, and yeah, I mean that is actually doesn't mean something. And like a little bit quickly about my background story though, like I'm not coming from a rich background or like highly educated background. I'm one of those like shoe shiners that's found a gold coin, or not found a gold coin, found a bronze coin. I shined it until it become gold. Like that kind of story. Like when I was younger, I was literally could not get a job. I have ADHD and super hyperactive. I'm like everywhere at the same time. Could not focus. Could not channel my inner demon. I don't know what you can call it, but struggled to get a job, struggled to get anything. I had absolutely no income to make my ends meet, and so my only choice was to at some point start a business, and that didn't succeed. And then telemarketers. I got a job as that, and that's when I found my forte. At age of 27, I found my forte. I'm super good salesman, and I sold a lot. Got headhunted into another company called Telecom, and with them I earned so much money that I could also start up my business. But dude, totally unstructured, everywhere, hands everywhere, like totally, yeah, let's do everything at once. So I failed that company obviously, and yeah, and I ended up with no money. Could not go back to the Norwegian government because I'm from Norway, by the way, and the Norwegian government doesn't give support to people who are self-employed. I don't
Okay.
know. That's the weirdest thing. So if you're self-employed, you don't get any support from the government, anything. So basically, like for almost a year, I went out in the nighttime, and in Norway we have a system called bottles. So if you're collecting those bottles
Yep.
and you give them to the shop, they give you like 30 cents or 10 cent, like that
Yep.
kind of thing. In the nighttime, while I was trying to hustling back another company, I was going out, and I actually did that with my suit. So I was working until nighttime, and I went
That's
out in the
amazing.
nighttime and picking those bottles because it was so fucking embarrassing. I didn't want to see my friends. Suddenly they see me picking those bottles everywhere. So I was never in the center. I just going outside picking, and in the morning I just go and selling those bottles to
Mm.
have something to eat. The rent and such thing like that. Oh my goodness, dude! I dodged that landlord like for a good year, and I felt so sorry for that guy. But yeah, but
Absolutely.
so like going from there to now have an 8 figure business, and we pushing towards $20 million.
Amazing.
that is just sick. It
So
just
how did you
yeah.
start with lava art? Where did the idea come from? Because like for me, it feels like it's just like in the last few years I've seen you and you know you're doing stuff, but it actually goes further than that, right? Is it 2015 or thereabouts where you started?
Yeah, started in 2000. So the company got established 2016, and it was actually
Okay.
named something else.
Mm,
Actually, at that time it was named Staminix, I think it was. And that time I had a health supplement company that called Staminix, and I tried to sell it off, but could not. And I found and one of my employees, she actually told me, and I had a call center. So story goes actually a little bit further back. So before I came to Korea, so right now I live in Korea, and I started a call center here to sell health supplement ginseng, like red
oh
ginseng.
yeah.
So
Yep.
I tried to hustle that in to the Norwegian people, and trust me, I did so many mistakes in my life. Holy crap! I think I went to all the like without even intentionally doing so. I think I did all the marketing mistakes that makes your government want to put you in a jail or put the bars
Sure.
around you. Like I did all of those. Like so. Whoever listened to this and want to do start something, dude, stay clean, stay legit. Don't and the worst place you can end up in the Facebook jail. That is just
Hmm.
don't go there. So like yeah, don't be quick and smart about things. I done it. I actually got heavily punished for that. So even with intention and without intention. So but anyway, and my employee came to me and she said, "Hey, why don't you start lava art, not lava art, but start with Korean Cosmetic, because that's compact cushions like
Yeah.
so that I selling as my flagship product is already existing in Korea, and they're super popular. They like came out for, I think it's now for 15 years ago. They were
Okay.
like the first approach into the market. Was one of the big company that started to go to market and become like a super hit in Asia. So she asked me, why don't you bring this to Europe? And I was like, nah, cosmetic, me, man, come on, right? And I was like so narrow-minded, right? So like could not see the business in it. And then she kind of pushed and pushed and pushed and said, hey, do it, man, do it, you can do it. And I said, okay, let's look into it. And I saw a business case, which I love. So it was recurring, like it's a subscription
Yeah.
because the refills we're selling with the subscription plus there's a mirror case plus it's a good product, and I saw a value in here. So I changed the name of an old company over to Lava Art, and I kind of closed the other one down and restarted it. So on the paper, so 2016, Lava Art start, and we started to develop the products. That's what we did. I met the manufacturer. I talked with him. I worked with him on a lot of time, like on a daily basis, to check the product. We get samples. We test it on ourselves. Dude, you don't know how many foundation things I put on my own face, man. It's like
I'm
at
sure
some
your
point
wife
I
was
had like,
impressed.
hey, she liked it. Oh, did they like it?
I'm sure your wife was impressed with all the foundation.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh no, my wife loves it. Actually, like almost everyone I meet, they get to try it. They say
I've seen
it's
the
really
reactions.
really
It's
good.
pretty cool.
Yeah, they're like, wow, this is like one saving time, and but the coverage is just amazing. So and I used it for a good while, and I tested. I remember I slept with it on my own skin, and to just test to see how is the feeling. And actually, I did this because I don't want people to get a bad negative reaction, because I heard that some makeup can give a negative reaction.
Yeah.
And one of the best way to test if a makeup is giving a good reaction or not is to actually sleep with it, because then it kind of like
Interesting.
sink into the pores and the clouds and everything. So I had sometimes I had red blemishes, I had pimples all over my face,
Mm.
but eventually I found this formula, and this is the one we went for. It took us a year.
And was that
Normally,
manufactured from South Korea or somewhere else?
yeah, from South Korea. So we
Okay.
have a partner manufacturer in South Korea that we've been working from since yeah now almost 6 years, and
And
uh,
yeah.
yeah, so they're super chill. We've been working together, and they've been helping us a lot.
So most companies go straight to US first, but you chose to go into Europe. What was the reason?
Oh, the reason was because I really didn't know about US. I'm gonna be honest. It's actually no other strategic reason than I am very familiar with the Nordic market,
Yeah.
and and also having a feeling of going into Nordic market is a territory I know, is people I know. It's very simple. It's easy to go to market. People I know what they like, how they like it, and that way we can build a kind of a foundation to scale up. So for me in the start was to getting a like a foundation first that keeps giving us a recurring income that we can again put in to develop the business further. And that was actually my strategy from the very get-go. So it can be a self-sufficient engine without me kind of need to put my money into it or need to finding a investor. So this whole company is bootstrapped from the
That's amazing.
bottom.
So going back to, so you mentioned the ultimate cookbook and you went from 6 to 7 figures, and now you're like pushing into 8 figures. What are the big differences from a marketing point of view from when you were doing 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures? What made the difference for you? What was it?
So, so the biggest difference, like I actually learned how to not create max out my ad account. That was my first big difference in from the 5 to 6 figures. I actually learned to understand instead of go gambling. Basically, if you look at Facebook, it's kind of technically a little bit gambling. You know what I mean? You're putting out an ads, you hoping for winning some money, or you like,
So true.
or get into profit, right? It's kind of a like, uh, if you can call Facebook poker. I think poker and Facebook is quite similar. Like people who doesn't know Facebook will say it's all about luck. People who know poker will say no, it's about like a strategic
Strategy,
luck.
and that's right.
Yeah, and you're putting yourself in a such position that you have your luck on your favor, right? I think that's Facebook's what it's about. And that's kind of what I started to understand, that Facebook is not about just luck, just print out ads, push out, and think, okay, now things gonna go okay. So first thing that happened, actually, I noticed that from 5 to 6 figure, I noticed my marketing budget just lasted so much longer. That is the first thing I noticed. My I don't drain my money for the marketing and getting negative sales, negative budgets. Like some weeks, some months, I suddenly like, even though like this is a great product, I suddenly had negative profits on the 5 figures and the to 6 figures. I didn't really know how to utilize that in a correct way. So from 6 figures to 7 figures, that's when I started to understand about like the structure in the account, how to set up proper structure in the account, and that is actually really really important. Like if you have to reinvent your structure, your will, and this is what I loved about BPM so much, and still love about BPM so much, is that it's so clear, it's so structurized. Like it's like point A, B, C, D. You don't need to really think. You have all done the thinking and the structuring for us. So basically, you need to do is to fill in the gaps in between, like fill in the story in between how
So
the
true.
customer gonna trickle through. And it's very simplified, very easy, and and you see direct results. Like really, like for our product, it's like click buy 7 hour window, so you see the result really really quick, right? And yeah, I love that. And the secondary, what is really really cool is the way you're actually explaining about how. And I don't know who's gonna watch this video, but whoever watching this video, I will emphasize on them. Don't skip. And this is probably what people do. Also, they're
It's so
skipping
true.
on the four and
4
the
pillars.
avatar building
Yeah.
and the audience hunting, right? All those kind of things. They probably skip that part because that is not the most interesting. You want to learn how to scale. You want to learn how to put up the ads, the structure, because that's what a direct interest is, right? Guilty. I did the same. I did the same. And but I recommend everybody. I'm not joking. Everybody, go back, do
Yeah.
that first, and
It's so true.
internalize.
Because the thing is, when I see Facebook groups, so you're part of different groups as well. Everyone's talking about how many campaigns you should have, which campaign type, your optimizations, your budgets, your manual, and auto bid. The thing is that comes after, and I think this is where the gambling comes in, which is what you said it is. People get a rush because sometimes you configure it and it just works. You don't know how, you don't know why. You plug into Espresso, you put your campaigns in, it works. But then that when it stops working, then you panic. And just like when
Yeah,
someone goes to gamble, when you stop making money, when you start making losses, you put more money into it because you think I can recover. and then you forget that there has to be a strategy underneath it all. And I think what you've said is exactly true. I had someone a few weeks ago said, I tried the BPM method, it didn't work. And I said, what have you done? He goes, well, I went through it on one weekend and started implementing it. You can't go through this whole strategy in one weekend. You have to take it bit by bit and implement and then learn. And exactly as you said, you fill in your story. Like, I'm giving you a template, you fill in your story. And you're in a position now where, and you said something in the Facebook group the other week, and you said that you finally understood about customers and avatars and stuff like that. And yeah, it makes such a difference.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed like before, like as you said, I was really focused about the bid optimization, how much in the bid, auto bid, position, only mobile or desktop, only desktop. Like I test all the variations, right? But what I noticed that kicks in the big sales, and this is something also I become more familiar about, and it's not a long time ago I understood this. It's only a couple of months ago actually I understood that holy shit, I have been doing this whole wrong, or like everything I've been doing is like just amazing amount of waste of time, because what I've been doing, I've been like I'm actually driving, like I love racing and driving, but I'm actually like trying to drive. I try to win a competition before even starting the engine. This is what I'm trying to do right here. So like I need to learn how to start the engine first, find the car, find the balance, find me. How do I fit into this car, and how does my store fit in, right? And when I met Ecom and Emmanuel, and the way he's extremely data driven.
Totally.
And but if you see also the flip side, he is also telling me what makes him be able to be so data driven and so like finality with the techniques and like bids and like that. He'd been explaining me, and then I went back to the BPM method. I went back what he said and what like is so aligned. And I started to read the BPM method again, and then I saw, aha, dude, this is this is what I skipped, and it took me 2 years in it to really truly understand. But and that's when we started to hit eight figures. That's when we went from midway, and that's when we started to hit like $100,000 spent a day. That's when we
Amazing.
hit 600 sales, 700 sales a day. Like it was like that point,
That's
and it
crazy.
was not. We didn't need to do a lot, and it was so fast because we already like kind of had the foundation. But once we pulled out the plug, the water just flushed in, and it was like it was just ready to go. But you need to have the right uh, the right story to tell your customer. You need to tell the right story to the right customer at the
Yeah,
right time.
so
It,
true.
it is so essential. And if you don't do that, you will constantly struggle against Facebook. You struggle against the house, which is taking your money.
That's
so
it.
so yeah,
So,
I gotta
so
say like,
yeah,
no, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, what would you say to yourself if you go back, 2, 3 years, and you wanted to get to this stage faster? What would you tell yourself?
Oh, I will say to myself, if I was in 2 3 years ago, I would say cancel your Ad Espresso subscription and just take the hard work. I mean, and I would definitely say like sign up for BPM method, sign up for the cookbook, buy the cookbook. I mean, actually, I'm gonna be honest. I was like cheapskating on it. I was like, oh, it's like kind of a little bit expensive. Should I do it? Should I
Of
not?
course.
I was, I did it. I did it, and then I'm so happy I pulled the trigger. But I mean, if I think about what it cost compared to what value it has given, I mean, it's not even comparable. Like if you go to, I mean, if you take it this way though, like for business development, and you go to KPMG or any of the bigger companies, and you say, hey, I want to buy something from you for some few $1,000s, and you have to bring me back like some couple $1 million or $10 million, dude, they will just laugh at you and just ask you like, how many whiskeys did you drink before you came here, right? They will they will say, oh, it's going to cost you much more, much more. And this
Yeah.
is what is a little bit. And I recommend your BPM method to absolutely everybody who's starting and doing or are building a brand. And but this is also what I hear often, like, oh, but it's a little bit expensive. But should I? But like that. And I try to explain them like, like, why is it so expensive to? Why do you feel some few $1,000s is so expensive to make millions? I cannot just grasp people's mind. But then again, I was there. But
Of course.
so so yeah, I just recommend everybody to do that. I mean, I sound so super purchased and bought. Like Depesh, he give me $1,000 for everyone who signed up. I'm just kidding. He doesn't do it. But I've been like a really pro on all forums and like about BPM method. But I'm not the kind of guy. If I did not like it, I would also say it. I'm not like don't say it, and I'm not really following a wave. Like you see me. This is my singlet, and this is how I go to business meetings. This is how I go to bank meetings and meeting other CEOs. So I kind of keep my life very basic, very simple, and the same with how I refer people as well. Yeah, super
Amazing.
good, man.
Cool. So what's the URL? Where do people go to find out more about what you do?
You can go to lavart.com, www.lavart.com. You can see the product, you can see there. And also, like, if people have any questions, like on the business side, how I started with the marketing, what I would like, kind of traps I try to avoid, what I would avoid, please contact me anytime. I don't mind to help out. And I don't take paid for anything because I don't sell my services. I don't have time to sell my services because then I need to actually perform, but rather just want to give advices and at this point. And also, like, I'm because of the success with Lava Art, I'm actually working on building an incubation center,
Oh, nice.
and so I want to start up ecom incubation. So that's one of the reasons I'm going to Dubai to set up there.
Nice.
And because then you can bring people in, it's very easy to give residency and visa and like all those kind of things while they're working, and we can fuse in. So our plan, like, because of Lava Art, we have deployed all the distribution in Europe, we have all the marketing, we have everything for a brand that is new, that want to start, and even advice, even professionals that can support them. We can support with financials and everything. And that's like that. You asked me before, what do you want to do? What is your really dream? That is my dream, to support other businesses and help them to scale up to a position where they can be like, oh, this is really chill, and they can start up their thing and scale up again. Yeah.
For me, there's no greater thing. Really appreciate you taking the time for this. Your story is fascinating. It's inspiring, and I hope whatever path people are on right now, they understand that there's opportunity everywhere. And I think, you've got your focus and you've been able to achieve your dreams, whether it's racing cars or helping other people start their own business. It's amazing. So well done and thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah.
All right, good stuff.
Catch you
Well, I
later.
appreciate you. We'll definitely speak soon and have a good day.
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you.
Cool, man.
Okay,
Cheers.
bye-bye.
Bye. All right.